Hi, this is a collective tarot reading for the fixed signs for the full moon. This will include the Jupiter sextile with Uranus on the 17th. This energy allows people to see the bigger picture, where this powerful Mars sky in Capricorn may have created misinterpretations. People can put differences aside and be able to work together, seeing the greater whole. It's the beginning of you seeing your life starting to reform and fall into place in a more benevolent way. This will extend out to the beginning of May. Please take what feels right in your heart and leave the rest. Okay, fixed signs. Let's go ahead and get started on your reading. So we're going to use the Sacred Forest Oracles, and we're going to ask, what would it benefit you to know about this full moon with these energies of the Jupiter sextiling Uranus? What effects that will have on you? So thank you, Divine Source, for using me as a divine channel for this collective of the fixed signs astrologically that would most benefit them, what they would most need to know at this time, to assist them in aligning with their souls and the divine to be their highest potentials. I have done a pre-shuffle of all my decks, and keep in mind that this is a collective reading, so it may not resonate with everyone, but there may be messages for you. If it feels like it resonates, take it. If it doesn't, leave what doesn't serve. So for this collective, what would it benefit them to know about this full moon energy with Jupiter sextiling Uranus and this new cycle that is beginning, that we're moving through until the beginning of May? Yeah, it didn't quite come out. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right, so we got several here. Got one underneath my chair here. And one over here. Okay. Wow. I am going to add those. They did kind of flip out as well. Okay, so looks like the fixed signs are going through some chaos. And they're very, very protected. And it is going to create some magic in their life. So you may have heard me say this before. Sometimes we need chaos in our life. We need to shake things up, because what happens out of chaos is order. You need to shake up what doesn't resonate in order to bring you in alignment with who you are. And then going through all of this, what we're going to get is all of these things. I get gratitude, grace, happiness, joy, and generosity. Nice. Okay. So we're going to use the archetype cards, and we're going to ask, going through this process and these cycles, what What archetypes would benefit this collective in utilizing to bring them more into alignment with their benevolence, their true benevolence through this process? For the collective of the fixed signs, what archetypes would assist them at this time? To embody and to assist them. Okay, I've got 3 on the floor here. Hold on. Okay, interesting. So we have the goddess. I think the goddess came out last, but I don't know that it really matters. We have the rescuer. We have the artist. We have the Midas and the miser. We have the prostitute. And we have the goddess. All right. So I'm going to read these for you. I already have some feel about some of these, but I'm going to read and then elaborate. The rescuer provides strength and support to others in crisis, acts out of love with no expectations of reward. The shadow rescuer assumes that the rescued party will reciprocate, aims to keep the rescued one needy. Observe whether you have always sought to help those in peril, whether for altruistic or selfish motives. Okay. So it's very hard for someone who is a rescuer and feels like they're doing it from the goodness of their heart when in truth they're looking for something in return, as the shadow side of them. So in chaos, that would be the perfect time for someone who is a rescuer to try to go in and rescue whoever needs rescuing, who has all this chaos that's going on in their life. And what I feel like is being asked of here is look at the situations at hand. Do you need to just let these people stay in their own chaos? Is this chaos around you, but it doesn't really involve you? Is it not really your chaos? And if it's not your chaos, would it benefit them best to just let them work out their own chaos so that they can learn what they need to learn? Because if we go in it as rescuers and we actually are enabling someone, they're not going to learn how to do it for themselves. They're not going to learn. It's just like an overprotective parent who the school calls them up and says, your kid did this or that, and the parents go to the school and they fight for their child and they say, well, my child wouldn't have done that. Or the child has some kind of a battle and the parent is always fighting the battle for the child. The child never learns how to fight their own battles. That, I feel, is so much stronger here than the part of it where you're being a rescuer, you're helping other people without expecting something in return. So just take a look in your life if there's any areas where that's going on. And then we have the artist. artist. Artisan, craft person, photographer, sculptor, and weaver. Could be a chef or a landscaper as easily as a painter or photographer. Embodies passion to express a dimension of life beyond the five senses. The shadow artist may manifest in cliches such as eccentricity, self-indulgence, or the starving artist syndrome. Look for a continuing need to make art or to bring art to others by supporting artists. So by not focusing on other people's chaos, it feels like if you embody this to bring in your own creativity and allow that creativity to flow through you, it will bring magic into the world. It will open you up in a way that you're more authentic to who you are. And in doing that, it will benefit the world. Maybe this is not something where you have focused your energy. Maybe you have focused your energy, not just rescuing people, but being busy. Being busy in the world, maybe doing some other kind of a job or career or something that hasn't really allowed your creativity to come through. Maybe your creativity's been blocked. But it feels like this is asking you to open up to what creativity you really have within. And then the Midas and the Miser. Okay. Midas is associated with entrepreneurial and creative abilities. Everything he touches turns to gold. Miser creates wealth by hoarding money and emotions at the expense of others and refusing to share them. Challenge to learn generosity is inherent in both. The shadow Midas and Miser uses wealth creating gifts only for personal gain and needs to control all forces for fear of losing it. Look for patterns of creating wealth and or confronting how far you're willing to go to create it. Also, for a pattern of difficulty sharing wealth. So what I really feel about this is it goes along with the artist. It's about opening your creativity up and allowing your entrepreneurial abilities to come forward in creating whatever artistic things that you're bringing the world. It feels like there's something that's really been hidden that you've not allowed yourself to either embody or see. It could be a hobby that you have that you just never saw it as anything more than a hobby. And in truth, you have some real creative abilities, and it even feels like it's attached to wisdom somehow. Okay, then we have the prostitute. Now, we all have an inner prostitute. If you have ever studied Carolyn Mace's work, we all have like a prostitute, a saboteur, and a specific inner child. I can't remember the other one. There's another one. But let's see what the prostitute is. Engages lessons in the sale or negotiation of your integrity or spirit based on fears of physical and material survival or for financial gain. Activities, aspects of the unconscious related to seduction and control should also be understood as the selling or selling out of talents, ideas, and any other expression of self. And that feels like that's tied into this as well. Core learning relates to the need to birth and refine self-esteem and self-respect. The shadow prostitute assesses all transaction only in terms of how they will profit you, not what they will cost you spiritually. And again, everyone has this archetype. So look at your own integrity. Look at where you are willing to compromise your own integrity for gain of some kind. And that's where your work is. But it also feels like somewhere wrapped in that is where you've lost this creative ability. Okay, and the goddess embodies wisdom, guidance, physical grace, athletic prowess, sensuality. Shadow goddess manifests in extreme self-indulgence and as seen in the movie stars and fashion models. Look for lifelong associations with the image of the personality of a particular goddess, such as Athena, Minerva, the able-bodied warrior woman and power behind the throne, Venus, which is beauty and sexuality, Isis, or Durga, which is motherhood, Ocean, which is East African Yoruba goddess of pleasure, love, and beauty, Astarte, fertility and sexual love, or Kuan Yin, Chinese embodiment of compassion. So you would know this. You would know what you embody. The truth of you, the very core that is hidden under masks that you may wear. You will know where your strength is. Allow yourself to embrace that, to allow this to come out. When you do that, you're going to find all of this. You're going to find the gratitude, the grace, the happiness, the generosity, the joy. I feel like somebody needs to hear me say, stop resisting. Stop fighting yourself. You're holding yourself in a place of resisting the truth of who you are, which is beautiful. Why would you want to resist that beauty instead of bringing it to the world? Okay, we're going to get some Light Seer Tarot, and I want to ask, what is it that you need to see or that you need to know to hold faith in during this process that will help you not only embody all of this, but help to manifest the things in your life that you want to manifest? So what do the fixed sign need to know about faith and holding faith in? What can we show them that would help them? Okay, so I get the death and rebirth, and I get 10 of Cups. So have faith that going through this death and rebirth, letting go of the things that does not honor you, that does not benefit to have in your life, allowing yourself to have a rebirth, allowing this creativity to come forward is going to bring you happiness. You got happiness twice here. Have faith. Have faith that the divine is leading you in the right direction. And listen for the messages. That being said, we're going to get a couple messages from the divine. So what can you show us about the angelic assistance that is being received for this fixed sign group, collective, that they need to know about this process and what will serve them, what will help them? What messages do you have? Okay, we got a lot. Not surprised, we got a lot of the other cards from the Sacred Forest Oracle. All right, let's see what we got. Oops, one more here. All right, so we got I'm not going to read all of these. We got self-worth. We got imagination. We got celebration. We got surrender. We got vulnerability. And we got serenity. I feel like if you surrender, allow yourself to become vulnerable by removing your masks, find your self-worth, use your imagination to help manifest and create things in your life, you're not only going to have things for celebration, but you're going to have serenity. The happiness, the joy, the grace, the gratitude in your life. And we're going to get the Healing with the Angels Oracle. One message, please, for the fixed signs. One more message from the angels for an overall support of what message of what would help support them. One more final message for them from the angelic support for the fixed signs. Almost. I'm going to take that one. And we get serenity. You've got serenity twice. You've got happiness twice. Allow yourself to go through this process. Allow yourself to see as you're moving through this process what it's bringing you. Sometimes we have to find the silver lining. We have to look a little bit harder to see what's being created that's in our benefit. Okay, we're going to get a couple Universe Has Your Back cards and then we'll finish up here. So for the fixed signs, what messages does the universe have for the fixed signs? Okay, very good. I don't particularly love picking the cards up off the floor, but I do love it when they fly out. Almost like there's an angel just wisping it through the air, throwing it on the floor. Okay. I'm unapologetic about what I desire and trust that what I focus on will grow. How beautiful. Are you setting intentions? Are you doing intention work? Are you writing down what your intentions are, what you want to manifest? When you do that, are you writing it in a way that you can qualify it? Is there enough information about it that tells the universe specifically what you want? And is it including how it will serve the earth, or how it will serve humankind, how it will serve in this movement to the new earth? Those are going to be your fastest manifestations. When I accept the love of the universe as my primary teacher, I will always be guided back to the light. And when I think I've surrendered, I surrender more. And you have surrender twice. You have it here and you have it in here. Okay. That's what I have for you. I hope you enjoyed this reading. Many blessings. Please know that I do not use any other social media sites, and I will never initiate contact with you. The only way that you can reach me is via email. In the description box, you will find information that explains the services I offer. I would appreciate it if you would help me to get my channel out there more for other people to see by a like, subscribe, and share. Thank you.